I'm at Graceland Cemetery on Chicago's north side. It is one of Chicago's most haunted and historical cemeteries, built in 1860. It's right on the intersection of Clark Street and Irving Park and down the street from Wrigley Field. As soon as I stepped foot in the cemetery, I felt a presence. I felt the energy. I walked through some of the grave sites, and out of the corner of my eye, I could have sworn I seen a shadowy figure run past me. When I turned around, there was obviously nothing there. Mind you, it's broad daylight, so the fact that I'm possibly seeing a paranormal figure around me just goes to show that this place holds a lot of energy. I have a pretty good sixth sense, and every time I've experienced something out of the ordinary, I always got a certain feeling, and I got that same feeling when I saw that shadowy figure out of the corner of my eye. I'm standing behind some mausoleums right now, and a couple of them were built in 1894. How mind-blowing is that to know that there are grave sites here that were constructed in the mid to late 1800s. Out of this row of mausoleums, this is the one where you can see somewhat inside of it. You can see the names of the deceased people buried inside. There's 3 people buried in the middle and 3 people buried on the top. The ones in the middle were buried in the late 1880s, and the ones at the top were buried in the 1920s. As far as I can tell, there's no one buried on the bottom row. But just look at how old, rusty, and worn down this door is. Obviously it's chained up, but even the chain looks old. And oh my god, I don't know if you just heard that, but something just made a noise inside this mausoleum. It's chained up, but even the chain, just as I was talking about how old this mausoleum is, it sounded like a low banging noise. Whew, okay. And there's a spider on the doorway. Maybe they got mad at me because I insulted their doorway. I'm sorry, Gross family. I didn't mean to offend you. Yeah, I'm getting out of here. That was a little weird. I just got to Ludwig Wolf's mausoleum. This is one of Graceland Cemetery's most haunted locations. He was a well-known figure in the late 1800s. He started a plumbing business, employed a lot of people. Obviously, he accumulated a lot of money during his lifetime. But what makes this gravesite so haunted is countless witnesses seeing a dog with green glowing eyes pacing back and forth next to Ludwig's mausoleum. I'll get into that in a minute, but it is said that people that live in this building right across the street see the dog with the glowing green eyes on countless occasions, especially towards the nighttime. Ludwig Wolf actually had a wolfhound when he was alive. Wolfhounds are very big dogs, so people believe that what they are seeing is not a coyote, it is not an actual dog, but it is Ludwig's deceased wolfhound pacing back and forth in front of his mausoleum because he is forever looking for him in the afterlife. Also, Ludwig Wolf had a intense fear of being buried alive, so he purposely had a ventilation system built next to his mausoleum just in case he were buried alive. Obviously he wasn't, but you can see it here. It is so old that it is turned green. His gravesite sits right across from this beautiful man-made lake built inside the cemetery. Just gonna walk down here. Oh, there are flies buzzing everywhere. I don't know if you can hear that. It's just creepy, honestly. There's a little sliver, but it's pitch black in there. Ludwig is in there though. Well, whatever's left of him. These are the tombs of the Kimball family. The Kimball family was a very prominent and well-known family in Chicago. There's a whole street named after them. Evelyn was buried here in 1921. William in 1904. Someone put a flower in the angel's hands at their gravesite. I decided to take a seat right next to the man-made lake. It's absolutely beautiful here. I will say that. There is this gorgeous coliseum that overlooks the lake and the rest of the cemetery. A lot of people started to show up because it is such a gorgeous day. There are people riding their bikes, setting up picnics. I mean, who would have thought? People are hanging out at a haunted cemetery. I mean, I can't blame them. This place is truly beautiful. Countless people have claimed to see a shadowy figure lingering under the Colosseum. When they would walk up to the Colosseum after seeing the shadowy figure, there was never anyone there. No one knows who the figure might be, but they have mostly been spotted in the evening time or in the dead of night. I just got to one of Graceland's other famous landmarks, the Statue of Death, otherwise known as Eternal Silence, and the Dexter Graves Monument. I don't want to go up to it because my heart dropped to my stomach when I made a split second of eye contact with it. They say that if you look in the eyes of the statue, you will see how you will leave this earth, how you will die. I don't want to look at his eyes. I'm just pointing the camera up and I'm staring down. Baby, listen, I'm a superstitious person and the last thing that I want to know is how I'm going to die, okay? On the back of the statue there is a sign, and I'm just going to read the top half because it is very long. It says, "Erected by Henry Graves, son of Dexter Graves, one of the pioneers of Chicago. Dexter Graves brought the first colony to Chicago, consisting of 13 families families arriving here July 15th, 1831 from Ashtabula, Ohio, on the Schooner Telegraph, and father and son remained citizens of Chicago till their death. You guys, my camera battery is about to die. I was in the middle of filming and I got the notification that it was about to turn off. For some reason, I don't know if it's because I'm here and all the energy around me, but it didn't last. And what's even weirder is that I only had 1 hour and 25 minutes of memory available on this memory card, and now all of a sudden I have 2 hours and 6 minutes. Mind you, I've been filming quite a lot, so I know my memory card is filling up with storage. I don't know. This is really weird. The sound quality is different now because I'm filming on my phone and it's subpar compared to my camera. So I'm just gonna take my camera dying as a sign that my work here is done. I got to see all of the things that I wanted to see. If you ever come here, you're bound to get lost because there are so many cool landmarks. This is a hidden gem of Chicago. It really is. It feels like its own little world, its own little time machine. You feel like you're transported into a different era. It's something that I can't really explain. You just have to experience it for yourself. If you ever visit Chicago and decide to pop into Graceland, let me know how your experience was.